my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's so serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. We can hear you. We can hear you. It is going down. It is going down. Hey, Mon. Hey, Mon. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. All right. I am so excited. It is Katrina Harris Earl, and I am so excited to be with you on We Got Issues. Thank you.
You guys
The
hear me on
girlfriends are
comments
all
too?
in the house. The girls are in the house. We hear you, Gloria. So I think you are on. The
Hello?
girlfriends are all in the house. You got Katrina, you got Sabrina, you got Chrisette, you got
Can you hear me
Gloria.
on comments too?
Let Gloria know that we hear her. Somebody fill us in. And we've got you, Facebook audience. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm telling you, we live amazing lives. My voice is almost 100% back. Thank you, Davey. If you can give me a round of applause for that, just my voice. I'm just so excited. And it is just such a blessing, you guys, that RSV is real. So we continue to pray for those that are dealing with what used to be a minor cold that ain't been so minor. But I'm excited to be coming to y'all from the island of Jamaica. On the island of Jamaica, we are in White House, Jamaica right now, at a place called Ivy's Cove. Dorothy will put it up there. I mean, this is a spot to bring your family to. It's a spot to bring, like, come with girlfriends, weddings. It's ivyscoveja.com. We have the entire compound to ourselves, but I'm telling you, who knows? This might even be a spot for the girlfriends trip. And girlfriends, do you remember this? Do you remember this? Okay. Do you remember this coconut? I'm having some coconut for you. And they told us that this
Rub it in
for your heart. They said it was good for your heart. Good for your heart. So for those of you on the radio, I just held up a full on coconut. We had, Anthony was like, do we have straws? And we were like, we ain't got no straws, so you got to drink it. He just said, drink it just the way we drink it. And we were out there, you guys. The beach is literally, I mean, it's like literally right there, literally. And he says it's a private beach. And when we were out there, the guy had a machete. He grabbed a machete. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm going to grab, and I don't know, somebody who's Jamaican, tell me what it's called. It is some type of a crab that he said is so sweet and so good. Gloria, are you the biggest crab lover? Who loves crab? Somebody.
I don't know. Oh yeah, Chris. Okay. Chris loves crabs.
But he said, I saw it, I spotted it, and he missed it. He said, man, if that baby was good, oh yeah, Gloria, you need a hat. He said, if I had caught that baby, we'd have been having it for dinner. But look what we were having for dinner, girlfriends. This is some snapper, the whole dog-owned snapper. For the radio audience, it's a whole snapper with the head and everything. I don't know if Fiona is still here. The chef, Fiona, who is a chef. If I have braids tomorrow, it's because Fiona has hooked me up. If my toenail color has changed tomorrow, it's because she's hooked me up. Something about the island, you guys. When I landed, the most beautiful thing is, the first thing I took a picture of is the baggage handlers and all the people greeting the plane because they all were black. I was like, oh, it is just so good. It is so good with everywhere you go. And tomorrow we will go to Secrets, you know, keep a secret, the resort for a family wedding, which will be unbelievable. So I'm checking in with the girlfriends and just count it all joy that we all are in the house. You guys, stay tuned. We want you to to call us. We're talking hot topics. So we want to hear what hot topic is on your mind. Did you see the Will Smith interview with Trevor Noah? That caught my attention as we were going through the airport. We want to hear from you. How about our new House Speaker who has something to talk about? We have news. We want to hear from you, 313-778-7600. And then if we have time, the second half of the show, we're going to talk about something funny that's been trending on TikTok. And coming off of Thanksgiving, y'all, it is something called a black unit of measurement. Black unit of measurement. Black folks have a special way. I'll just give you one black unit of measurement is around the corner. You know, when people say I'm around the corner, that probably means they're going to be there somewhere between 5 minutes and 5 hours. Okay. Another one for Thanksgiving is when we say you put your foot in it, okay, that means your whole foot, okay? So we're going to share some black units of measurement. It's just some language that only black folks or folks that hang out with black folks understand, all right? So that's going to be the second half of the show. So I'm going to the girlfriends. I'm passing it to Sabrina with her TSU sweatshirt on. Gloria is missing a hat. Okay. Some of the girlfriends are wearing the hat, I'm sure, for fashion, and some of us are wearing a hat because you need a hat on. Okay.
I know.
I got beach hair.
I know.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Your background, Gloria got a hat on, okay? Of course, extra. That's Glow. Yes. She didn't remember. We're the hat girls. I took my
on the
braids
wrong text
out
thread. On the wrong text thread.
And took my braids out a couple days ago. I missed them so much. I wanted to braid them back right away. And she was like,
Sabrina? Say that again. You what?
I took my braids out a couple of days ago.
Not that part. You missed,
I missed them so
much. What? Okay. I just wanted to hear you say it because it's only been a year, possibly two, that I've been encouraging you to get on. I ain't getting no braids.
I know. And, I miss the ease. I miss the look. I miss all of it. I really do. And I went to a natural person. And I wasn't ready for this, you guys. I don't know. I booked her on Style Seat. She's a naturalist. I checked wash, blow. Y'all, she just blew dried my hair and was like, okay, I'm done. I was like, what the hell? I was so mad. Did she wash it? Yeah, she washed it, conditioned it, tried to dye it, but she didn't do a good job there. And then she blow dried it. And she said, oh no, I don't do any heating services. I'm like, you just send people out like this? She's like, yeah, because usually they're going to get braided. I was so outdone.
Oh, people go to her before they go get braided.
Right. But I didn't know, I mean, I thought she goes and gets her hair done. When I tell you, I was so
That's why we got issues. We got this show for people like you who don't understand.
Right. I mean, y'all. And I came home and Kenny was like, I thought you were going to get your hair done.
Oh my gosh, my throat is still hurting. Oh, it's your fault.
We got issues. I mean, this whole natural hair.
I know it wasn't cheap.
No, then it wasn't cheap. And I'm like, I could have washed and conditioned and blow dried my own doggone hair for $150. What the heck is going on?
$150?
Yes.
$150.
I would have washed and conditioned your hair for $150.
Okay, she reminded me that she trimmed it, and girl, it's a long story. But anyway, I can't wait
when you get to braid it again. When you get to braid it again?
She said, give it a couple of weeks. And I'm like, why? But they said, it's so heavy on the hair that it's really can be hard on the hair.
Did your hair grow at all, Sabrina?
A lot. Oh my goodness, a lot. Yeah, a lot. So
don't take your hat off. I saw you got ready to. Then you remember we on Facebook Live, okay?
Okay.
Now that'd have been behind the scenes, y'all.
Right.
Oh, wait. I just had never ever experienced anything like that. Anyway, so I can't wait to get my hair braided again because the in-between stage ain't nothing nice. You're not in a new. Thank you, Tracy. We have to find a good, reasonable stylist. Thank you, Tracy Harris Matthews. Absolutely. Because I'm just on style seat doing the best I can. Audrey said you can apply gel and slick it down like Gloria. Yeah? Okay, I think I can do that.
She's going to be slicking it down and going like this.
But Sabrina, of everyone, you are the one who could take your hair and do something with it. I mean, I'm telling you, of everybody. Your hair always looks fabulous. Well, you can raise the dead.
Well, you know, but Caterina, I've never been like half permed and half not. You know, it's like you're trying to go natural, and so that half and half situation ain't nothing to play with. So I tried to blow dry it and curl it myself last night. 2 hours later, it was looking like an afro.
You gonna have a dream about creamy crack. It's gonna be like all in your neck.
I promise you. I was like, I know they say it get you sick. I just might have to take some of that sickness. I mean, but anyway, enough of me and my hair issues. Gloria Lewis had a ponytail. Gloria, I thought about that too. Just slicking that thing back. Yeah. Chris got a nice natural ponytail. You got a real ponytail.
That's the kind that's attached to the hat. Is that a real ponytail, Chris?
That's a real ponytail.
A real ponytail.
Wow.
Okay, so enough of me and my hair issues. I'll be all right.
They
Gloria?
do ponytails. I said they do ponytails, and ponytails are pretty. You can go right up to that shop and get somebody to put a ponytail on and watch. That's one way to do it. You need a lot of gel, though. What's going on, Gloria? You were in Miami?
I was in Miami, and I'm far from a pony or a tail. I ain't got no pony or tail. I don't even have nothing to slick down, y'all. Seriously, I did this slick down look seriously, and I want to scratch my head now. I found myself going like this. I said, "Oh, this is what people do with it." I'm telling you, the transition, the hair. We can have a conversation about hair. Hair can be a hot topic in and of itself. But I was down there in Miami, you guys. We just finished with 35 people for Thanksgiving. Then we had a party like 50 people. Then we celebrated Kenny Monday's birthday. That was exciting. So we had a really good time. Completely exhausted, but decided to go down to a personal invitation. You know, I came out of that situation saying, okay, I've worked with a lot of people and I see how millionaires train. I know how millionaires train. I'm a millionaire trainer, but there's a difference between millionaire training and billionaire training. And when you get trained by a billionaire, the conversation is very, very different. Very different. Very. So, wow, the music played on me. What? I'm excited. I feel like I'm in a text group. Let me run over there and get me a hat real quick. Let me go.
Well, we will be right back. I'm coming to you from Jamaica. There are geckos and geckos and all kinds of flying stuff out here. So if you see me move real fast, just know what's going down over here. But we will be right back with hot topics. We're going to hear more about Miami and then hear from Chris when we come back. Hang tight. All right, we are back. We are back. It is Winning Wednesday with the Force of Friendship. Thanks for tuning in to We Got Issues, and we're grateful for Davey in the background, our board operator today. Grateful to be here, Katrina, Sabrina, Chrisette, and Gloria. And we want you to stay tuned. Make sure you go to theforceoffriendship.com and join our mailing list, because there is going to be something special coming out all about relationships. 100 years of marriage between us. One of the reasons I'm coming to you from White House, Jamaica, is because we are celebrating. I'm the baby of the bunch. We are celebrating 10 years, 12, 12, 12, at 12, 12 at the Gloria Mayfield Banks and Ken Banks home. And so we are starting it off on December 1st to December 14th, celebrating our our 10 years, which is a big deal. So I'm the one who will be able to talk to y'all about being 45 and single, okay, and holding out for the one that they wasn't quite sure was the one, and now they all love them, okay? So stay tuned to the girlfriends. And so Gloria, just going back to you about Miami, but just want to say forever grateful for you being a part of helping so many of my dreams come true, but the marriage dream, a big deal. So thank you for that forever. Can you believe that was 10 years ago? Can you believe it?
No, I cannot believe it's been 10 years. I cannot believe it's been 10 years, but 10 years goes very fast. And it is going to be a very interesting show. 100 years of marriage. And you guys, this is another thing. It's not just our wisdom and our experience. It's the experience of all the people that we know who have solid marriages, who don't have solid marriages. I'm going to be the one who had not a solid marriage, and then we created a solid marriage. So, there's going to be a lot of information. I think 910 coming to us and asking us to do this show has been a huge gift. And then I'm down there with Elena and Grant Cardone, and not only watching a marriage work like that, but power couples on different levels, different stages, different ages, different ambitions. I was on the flight yesterday with this young man, and when I tell you, I never talk to people the entire ride on the airplane. I go to sleep with a clarity. Don't talk to me. I'm going to go to sleep, right? I'm nice, but not when I'm on the plane. I like to sleep. I talked to him the whole time. It was so interesting about the conversation. He talked about Grant. I was just with him. It was just a very motivating conversation. He's coming to Baltimore. So, it was a great trip with a whole lot of networking. And so I'm going to tell everybody is we're fortunate that we get to get in the room. So when we bring you this real relationships, it's about more people in the room being a role model for different people and learning how everybody does it differently. So I'm excited about the hot topics today. Hot topics.
I love it.
Chris,
I'm going to pass it to you, and you can bring us our first hot topic. But first, tell us what's going down in the D.
Hey, everything is cool in the D, and I do mean cool, okay? Because it is chilly in the D. It is absolutely long sleeves, bundling up. Hey, I can put on Sabrina's sweatshirt for sure and still need to put on a coat. So we are absolutely in our winter season, but it's all good. We don't have any snow on the ground yet, but again, it's a beautiful day yes.
88 degrees yesterday in Miami.
88?
88 degrees, y'all. I don't know how hot it is in Jamaica, but y'all, for real, can you believe this? The United States freezing in Detroit, 88 degrees in Florida. It's just hard to believe.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it is cold in Detroit. What's the temperature there, Katrina, in Jamaica?
Yeah, it wasn't 88 today, probably 82, I would guess, 83. That's another one of those black units of measurement. They say is black folk just open the door and tell you, yeah, it's about 80 degrees outside. We ain't got no idea. I ain't looked at nothing, but it wasn't 90. 90 is just like, because you got that extra humidity here. So it was perfect, just perfect. I will tell you this, that ocean is 80 degrees. I know that. I mean, when I tell you the thing is warm, it's warm. It is much. Nice. The Atlantic is so much better than the Pacific. So
wow, that is so nice.
For sure.
Well, of course, everything in my household right about now is all about Kiera, and her soon to be wedding, which will be next year. So trying to tie down things and just, I mean, it's an exciting time around our house. Okay, so, now that it's my daughter, not my son, it's totally different. Boys are so much different than girls. I mean, that's a show within itself. The difference between sons and daughters, expectation of the son, but he's just like, hey, I don't need a whole lot. I want a few people and let's get it over. And Kira's like, oh no. I asked her, this is funny. I said, Kiara, I said, what about your wedding band? I said, is your wedding band just going to be a basic band? And she looked at me like, did you say basic? I was like,
I was thinking the same thing. Your choice of words were bad, Chris said. That was a bad basic. Girl, that's like
just a regular band. I mean, the ring is beautiful. She looked at me. She's like, "Have you been with me for 32 years? I don't do basic." I was like, "Okay,"
and neither do you.
So yeah, that's true. I said she is my child all day long. So I'm not mad at her. So it's just really exciting. Glad about that, and just counting. My blessing, counting our blessings. And the reason I'm saying that is one of the stories that's in the news today is just a reminder of how important it is to talk to your kids, how important it is to really, as teenagers, monitor, what they're doing on the computer. And I'll say, and everybody has different standards at their house and how they raise their children, but when I grew up, it wasn't nothing about lock the door. Your mother had to knock on the door. You had to unlock the door for her to come in. Nothing was locked. Her door might have been locked for special reasons, but let's be clear, our doors were not locked. And I pretty much took on the same attitude when my kids were little. It's like, you live in our house, right? So no, there's, the door can't be locked. Of course, we give you the courtesy of knocking before coming in, but it ain't about, you got to unlock it, get away from my door. None of that never went down in the Ellis household. But the story that's coming out, the catfishing incident out of Riverside, California, where a young teenage girl was catfished by somebody that she really thought was another teenager, and it ended up being an adult man, and he went there and ended up killing her grandparents and her mother and kidnapped her. So, I mean, the pain that they're going through, because, of course, catfishing is when people say that they're one thing and, of course, they're not nothing that they say that they are. And we know that happens a lot with women, online dating and so on and so forth. But it's really such a sad story. This young lady, and fortunately, the police were able to catch up with him. I think there was a shootout. He ended up getting killed, and the teenager, she's safe. But of course, they have her in a facility, because I can't even imagine what's going on in her head now. Her grandparents are deceased, as well as her mother. So,
Chris, wasn't he a police officer? Isn't he a law enforcement
He was,
officer?
let's see.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was some kind of police officer, and I have to get the additional information, but yeah, he was in law enforcement before.
What?
And was disguising himself as a teenager. And this young girl, she fell for it, and he found out where she lived, and the rest is history. So that's a show within itself, catfishing and the dangers of it. And so many people have been affected by it. So I just said, count your blessings that your children have found, at least my children found, wonderful people to find love with and get married to. But that's such a sad story coming out of Riverside, California.
Wow.
There's no words for that. And it happens every day. That is a drastic case, clearly, of a death involved. But that situation happens every day in terms of sex trafficking, in terms of,
right.
I mean, I can't even imagine. And what would the thing that you said about the door being locked, Chris, is does the door even need to be locked? Because kids can be sitting on the couch with their parents and all they do is text back and forth. So you don't even know, the person could be sitting right there in the room next to you and you don't know what they're doing, who they're talking to, what pictures they're passing, what the conversation is. I mean, what is the answer aside from just
and well, let me interject there, Katrina, and say I remember having a workshop and somebody was talking about the dangers of, and this is probably maybe 10 years ago or 7 or 8 years ago, and they were talking about the dangers of texting. And this is really when they were first talking about, you know, teenagers maybe posting illicit material and how it could follow them the rest of their lives. And they were just saying, as parents, if you are a parent and you have a teenager and you pay for their cell phone, you have every right to ask the phone company, whoever your service is through, to send you a copy of the text messages that are going back and forth. And you may say that's an invasion of their privacy, but I'll tell you this, if you look at it, it may potentially save their lives. So just food for thought.
Oh my gosh, we're going to talk more about it when we come back. I told Fiona, before you got to lean down so they could see you, Fiona, the amazing chef and everything else, okay? Who can assist up with everything we need. So when you come to Ivy House or when in Jamaica, okay? Fiona is my new sister girlfriend. Thank you so much, you guys. We will be right back after this commercial break with more Hot Topics. Hey, it's the girlfriends, and we are back. Thanks for tuning in to We Got Issues. It is Wednesday, and we are talking hot topics. And oh my gosh, what Chris was sharing about the story out of Riverside, just so sad. And just a reminder for us to teach our kids the best that we can about phone etiquette. It literally, in this case, could be a matter of life and death. I want to change to the hot topics and ask the girlfriends who watched. I know you did, Chris, the interview that Will Smith did with Trevor Noah. And of course, you had to be on a rock if you don't know about what took place. Gosh, has that been, I don't know, a year? When is the Oscars? It's been a minute.
It hasn't been a year.
Yeah. Okay. So coming up on this next year, and Will Smith was on Trevor Noah, which is interesting. I don't know if you saw Trevor Noah make his announcement about him leaving his show while his ratings are high. And I just loved how President Obama affirmed him and said, I want to give you a shout out for leaving while your ratings are high. Okay. It worked out good. But I just thought as Will Smith was announcing his new movie, Emancipation, which it's going to be a hard one to watch, but it is going to be an important one. And I'm looking forward to it. And of course, you see him, and to see him, he has such a presence on the screen. You cannot deny his talent and who he is as an individual. But we are the force of friendship. And the thing that stood out the most for me, if you haven't watched it, just go to YouTube and Google it. It's worth the watch. I love how they didn't come out immediately and just talk about the incident with the Oscars and Chris Rock immediately. I think he wanted to not cloud. He wants to give the movie an honest chance and wants to give Andre Fuqua an honest chance at an Oscar and all of the accolades that the movie deserves. But when I tell you Trevor Noah was smooth at how he transitioned, he didn't go light on him, but he was a friend, y'all. He was a friend. So, girlfriends, those of you that saw it, watched it, what were your thoughts when you saw how Trevor and how Will responded?
Well, I loved that. I loved seeing Will. We haven't seen him. It's his first interview out since the incident. It's a long time to not see Will Smith anywhere.
Right.
And I'm just glad that he's okay, because you never know what something like this is going to do to a person. And Gloria, I know you always say that even when you're in the midst of something really terrible, you always got to know, basically, the sun will come up tomorrow. It is going to come up, and that there's always sunshine after rain. And so I was happy to see Will. I think Trevor was brilliant in the way he orchestrated that interview. It was pointed. He didn't back down from the hard questions that he knew everybody wanted to know. And I'm glad that Will Smith answered them for the most part. So I walked away from the interview saying, okay, Will, he basically said, some of you are not ready for me. Some of you are not ready to embrace me. Some of you are not ready to forgive me. And I'm okay with that. I got to be okay with that. And so he was honest. He said he doesn't know what happened. All he knows is he lost it at that moment. And he said he was dealing with so much hurt. It's a long history between him and Chris Rock. And it was at a bubbling point. The way I got it was I was at a point of bubble, and hurt people. And I reacted in a way that was not good, but I did. And I'm sorry for it. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know if the world is ready for him. A lot of people are still very, very mad, but he's starting to talk about it. And I think that's a healing place when you can start to talk about it.
Right. And my take, Sabrina, is similar to yours. It was so good to see him so excited about his new project. And I think at this point that you're going to always, whenever you do something in your life that is not your best, you're going to always have people that will never get over it. But at the end of the day, you cannot get stuck in the mistake that you made. And one of the things that I have learned is there are people who have done so much good in their life that when they mess up, make a mistake, like all of us, as Jesus said, he that is without sin cast the first stone. Nobody can do it because all of us have something in our background, something that we've done that we're just not in the public light like that. So they haven't seen it. But I love the fact that you can hear his contrition. I love that he didn't make excuses. And I love the fact that Trevor Noah, that he didn't, he said it was wrong, but he did it the way you would want a friend to do it. Because in that interview, he also said that he was a friend of Chris Rock. So sometimes when we know we've been in positions where two friends have a conflict against each other, and you don't want to be found in a position where I'm taking this side or I'm taking that side.
Right.
You know, you have to be able to be neutral. And I think that's what Trevor Noah was. And then the last thing I'll say is I even could feel the hurt when he talked about his nephew that he really loved, and how, you know, how he was so excited. And when he got back to the house and he was sitting on his lap and he had that Oscar, and his nephew looked up at him and he said, "But why did you hit that man?" And, you know, he had been wiping his eyes the whole night because he was tired from traveling. But he was, and I thought it was so cute when he looked at Trevor Noah and he said, "Why are you going to Oprah me, you know, and make me cry?" So that just to me says that he has a tender heart. And I just think that because, you know, he has that tender heart, that we have to move on. And I'm going to say, I'm going to be the first one at the theater to see his new movie, Emancipation.
Mm-hmm. You know, I want to say that I did not see the entire interview, but I want to say that my heart really did feel good just seeing Will Smith's face. You know, he is somebody that we've seen a lot. He is a very, 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 very talented individual. You know, we know he's one of the most talented in his force, and he does so much wider. And I think that's why it hurt us so badly, because it was such a contradiction to what he said, who he's been, how he's treated us, the roles that he said. Even though when he said, "I will not ever take a slave movie, I will take a freedom movie," you know, just the way he thinks, the way he pronunciates things, the way he positions things has been such a force. And you're right, we've all fallen. And I think the world is ready for him, because I think it's ready for him in the way in which they're always ready. There's always haters, and there's always people that are going to embrace you. And they're going to do it for different reasons at different times. And the longer you're away does not dictate the larger the percentage of people that will receive you when you come back. You need to come back as best you can with all you have. And it sounds like he's going to come back with an excellent, life-changing movie. So, you know, there's a lot to watch about Will Smith, because he's very dynamic.
And with so much hatred in the world, to see someone actually apologize when people don't apologize anymore. Like, folks don't apologize. So to transpose that against everything that's happening in the news among leaders and famous folks and everything, it's like, I don't know, that kind of could work in his favor, because just to see him come back with humility. And he didn't speak directly to Chris. There probably are legal reasons and other reasons why he didn't, directly say, "I've apologized to him," or he didn't talk about that at all. I'm quite sure there are legal reasons for that, but it was good. Dorothy said he's banned from the Oscars for 10 years. Is that too harsh? Long and harsh. And so he is banned, but his movies, any movie he makes, is not banned, right? And he would not be banned.
Well, it is in a way, because if you're not eligible for an Oscar, it will decide which producers will choose you to be in the movies.
But is he
he's not eligible for an Oscar?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he still eligible, but he just can't attend? Does anybody know the answer to that?
I don't know the answer, but I do know it's damaging.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be enough to hold him back, but it's damaged.
I bet that this movie was in the works way before the incident. So that made a difference.
And
Well,
it's
she made
interesting
it.
that they
This,
still.
Katrina, if I could say this, remember that there's so many people who get away with so much worse. I just want to say that there's some big names that get away with way worse than this.
That's true. Sabrina.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I know I was going to say something. I forgot.
I was going to say he was strategic and made a decision to come on with Trevor, give Trevor the interview. And so let's say it's the year of the Black woman, but it's also the year of a Black man. We have a new, can you just talk about what is the minority speaker? What's the official title? I've been so used to saying House Speaker. What is the official title? Who wants to make that announcement?
It's Minority Speaker of the House. It's the Democratic Minority Speaker of the House.
All righty. So can we talk about our new Minority Speaker of the House? This is so exciting. Hakeem Jeffries. We're going to talk about it as soon as we come back from this break. And we just thank all of you for tuning in to We Got Issues, because we do have issues, but we have a new Minority Speaker of the House. Okay. We're going to talk about it when we come back. All righty. Well, I am excited. I'm coming to you for our final segment of We Got Issues. And we are excited that today we've been talking hot topics. So many things. My husband is still on talking about Will Smith. He says he thought that the slap was horrible. We may not have slapped someone physically, but we have slapped them in other ways. The slap thought is just as bad as one physically. What thought in our hearts has done people wrong. You know, we didn't all had some issues, right, with thoughts. So forgiveness is key. And, you know, again, a shout out to Chris Rock as well. Just his decision to not speak out. Again, don't know if that's for legal reasons, but giving Will Smith an opportunity. Now we hope we can't wait until we have seen Chris, because he's also, I know he's been on stage, but we haven't seen him just out like we normally would. So we are talking about our new minority house speaker, Hakeem Jeffries. Oh my gosh, after I did not prepare for this with stats. I don't know how many years Nancy Pelosi was in San Francisco, California representative, but when I tell you, she has been head of the Democratic Party for so many years in the among the representatives. And so just to see this move, this changing of the guard is just huge. And so what was your first thought? Who wants to just comment and lean in on it? Because we're celebrating. Chris?
I was just going to say, what a historic moment. The first African-American man to be the minority house speaker. I mean, it just makes you proud. I think Hakeem Jeffries is such a stand-up guy. Every time he has spoken, you know, even, you know, he's one of those that speak for the least of these. He's just an incredible individual with, you know, integrity. So I kudos to them for selecting him. I don't know if there were others that were running against him, but he came out as the minority speaker. So I'm excited to see, you know, what he's going to be able to do. Of course, we know he's the minority speaker, but that is still such a prestigious position to have. So kudos to Hakeem Jeffries. He's making us proud. So yes, I absolutely loved it.
And you know, the fact that Nancy Pelosi is not leaving Congress, I'm telling you, there's nothing like a coach. Just be clear. She's gonna be she will be on speed dial, okay? On the regular. Go ahead, Gloria.
You know, there's a couple things that are really huge. I mean, it's huge that he's the first Black to be in this position. It's huge that although he's in the minority position, he's in the strongest possible minority position possible, because it's such a close minority majority that it can easily swing both ways if they get some people to go on that side. It's also amazing that, you know, you guys, he's the third in line for presidency. So you got the president, then you got the vice president, and then you got the Speaker of the House. I mean, right now it's not him, but if he ever becomes the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi was number 3 in line for the presidency, and I didn't know that for a long time. So there's a whole lot to this piece, especially when the Republicans have said loudly how they are going to come after the Democrats in different ways. So it's going to be very interesting. And McCarthy is not getting a whole lot of love. He's not getting a whole lot of love right now. So that makes Mr. Jeffries even more powerful, because he's not in a swamped position.
I posted for the girlfriends, and I tried to find the TikTok, but I watched it last night, that if I never even thought that if McCarthy does not have the 218, which many people say he doesn't, that there could be negotiations that on the Dem side, that the Dems would agree to. So I didn't understand that everybody gets to vote for the House Speaker. Somebody can correct me if they know that's incorrect, but the Dems could be a part of saying we will vote 100%. It would only take 3 Republicans to have a more moderate Republican. And so I thought I saw that. I didn't get to fact check that. Someone who is familiar with how that works can chime in. But I thought, man, that's some chess right there. Okay. That's like really some chess to not have perhaps someone who's so far to the right, because we know it just means nothing gets done, and it just means absolutely nothing gets done. So I thought that was real interesting.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be. I think we're going to find out more. We, as a culture, as a race, we always get to find out more about that position when we're in those positions, both in terms of our desire to understand it more, and because people that look like us explain it to us in a way in which we can hear what they're saying. When he's going to be interviewed, we'll lean in even more, because he has now opened up the door for so many other people to step into a space that normally wasn't open to us at a very critical time.
So true. So true. And so congratulations to Hakeem Jeffries. Amazing stand-up guy, leadership. We've watched his leadership, and being in that minority position really it is a powerful to show your leadership, because the amount of negotiation in order to get things done, it's going to take some major negotiation. And so watching how he moves, now he pivots, and who he brings along with him, who the others that rise. And so just really excited for him. So we're talking hot topics, and we just have a couple minutes to go before the end of the show. So in these last 3 minutes, I promised the audience we would just laugh. And so, Black folks just have a way of talking. And so I'm going to have Davey just hit that, and you could just let it play. We only got 3 minutes. We might revisit some of these on another show. But these are things that Black people say when they want to measure stuff. So here we go for the last 3 minutes of the show. What a segue.
What's your favorite Black unit of measurement? I'll go first. Mine is the other day.
You got it, Davey?
I was just there the other day. Literally could mean yesterday, 2 weeks ago, 5 years ago, 4 summers ago. That it was the other day. What's your favorite Black unit of measurement? I'll go first.
Okay, keep going to the next one. This next one is a Thanksgiving measurement for sure. Black unit of measurement. Go ahead, Davey.
So you show up to Thanksgiving, you're making a plate, and you're like, hey, who made the mashed potatoes? These Aunt Rita's or Aunt Kimber's? Because the lemonade was mid, and she brought that salad with the raisins and the salad was Jello.
Okay,
we can't hear it.
Wow.
And then.
Yep, we can't hear it, Davey.
Oh, Aunt Kimber put her foot in that. Hey, yo, Kiki, yeah. That's you? Potato?
Okay.
Put your whole foot in there. Where you gonna be for Christmas? You and all? With us? That's what's up. That's what's up. Kiki, do you love me?
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I have 2 minutes left. And so, Davey, go ahead and cut that. And Dorothy, you might be able to cut it too. I'm just going to share with the girlfriends and just laugh. Black units of measurement. This is what we say. We already said the other day. Okay. We said a foot. This one is funny. Right up the road, up the street, or around the corner. Okay. All the time. That is always going to be one. Oh my gosh. Just give me one or two does not mean just give me one or two. Okay. How about a hop, skip, and a jump? All right. A hop, skip, and a jump away. Oh my gosh. I got to come back to these because I was going to do a whole segment on Black units of measurement. Okay. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much for tuning in to We Got Issues. Thank you. All the way from Jamaica, from White House, Jamaica. Hang with us tomorrow. Make sure you go to theforceoffriendship.com, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.